I'm letting you know you've done something that I dislike.
To me, it's really intimidating. My ex-partner used to do it, and when you give me the stare, I feel like my confidence drops.
Okay.
Can we just agree that Charlie and Eve need to leave the experiment? It's pointless because there are a lot of mind games being played, and it's really sad that one of them is going to leave the experiment emotionally damaged and mentally damaged because of that. And Alex and Holly, at least they're willing to sort of participate in the activity. I think it's because they're having it with Paul, so I guess that's why. And I really love Mel calling out Casper, and with, Alex, I don't know. Anyway, hey there, thanks for stopping by. It's Valerie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Married at First Sight, Season 9, Episode 9. So it's after commitment ceremony and couples are already placing bets because everybody's placing bets on Holly and Alex because they think that, they are not evenly yoked. And so there's a possibility that, they might end things because everyone is surprised. Well, it's mainly Sasha and Ross who are surprised that, Alex and Holly stayed in the experiment. Apparently they stayed in different apartments because they are looking for time to regroup. It's like, hey, it is what it is. Kieran and Christina, they're in a happy space. They've been in a happy space, so they're good. They're not worried about anything. Emma and Casper apparently slept in a different apartment, and it's like, oh my god, Channel 4 is spending a lot of money paying, for all these apartments for people to pay musical chairs. But hey, it is what it is. So he then comes the next day and says, he is they've been told they need to build a friendship, so he's going to try his best. Emma is saying that they really haven't spent that many nights together, so this is nothing new. Lacey and Nathaniel are good. They're fine. They're happy. Charlie and Eve, apparently Eve went and slept in a separate apartment again, and then told Charlie that I still want time apart. I'm not sure when I'll come. And it's like, why? Why did you write stay if you knew that you were not ready for the process? I feel like Eve stayed in the process just because she wants followers. That's it. She just wants the clout that comes with being on the show. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. They're given a task to write a letter about something that their partner doesn't know about them. And you have Charlie excited to write the letter. And Eve walks out. And it's like, why are you there if you're not going to participate? I hope the experts ask her to leave. I really hope they ask her to leave. Sasha and Ross, they're in a good space. They've always been in a good space, so they're happy. They can't wait to see what the new week brings. Then Osan and Rochelle moves in, so they're in a good space. Osan is very excited because he really wants to give his marriage a good go. So anything to help his marriage work, he'll do. So Mel meets up with Casper and Emma for their expert week. And I love the conversation she had with them because she spoke to Casper and asked him, if you stand in front of the mirror and you look at yourself, what do you hate? And then he started talking about his body parts that he doesn't like. And so it came out that because he has body image issues, he now is sort of projecting those onto his wife. And Mel was able to bring that up, and he became upset. Oh, I don't like the fact that they're bringing up stuff that we discussed on the honeymoon. We should move on from that. And it's like, you want to move on because it's embarrassing. If it was not embarrassing you, you wouldn't want to move on. But because it's embarrassing you, this is why you're asking that we need to move on and focus on something else. Make that make sense? Take responsibility for your wrongs and apologize, and then we can move on. Anyway, they're given a task to sort of write 3 things that they like about their partner, which I thought was very good because Casper was saying, oh, I don't know why you matched her with this woman. Oh, you're messing up my life, blah, blah, blah. So it was nice that he was given a moment to stop and think. And he said he likes Emma's smile, and he envies her confidence, and that she's very supportive. And it's like, well, so those are good things to have in a partner. Why don't you focus on that? Please, why don't you focus on that? You have, Emma say in Casper, she likes his knowledge, his willingness to learn and continue to grow. She likes the color of his eyes, and she also says she asked for someone who's passionate about their job. She didn't care what the job was, but as long as they were passionate about their job. And you could see Casper's face light up because he realized that, oh, there are things about me that she actually likes, because he said, oh, she's never said anything to me, so it's interesting that, you know, she actually thinks these things but has never actually told me about it. And it's like, well, maybe if you had conversations with her, you would find out, and the only way you can find out is by having conversations with her. It's interesting that, you know, the couples are asked to write letters to their partners and ask them something, you know, about themselves. And so you have Christine and Kieran. It was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking because I think because of their Christina's condition, she worries that she's a bit too much for people. And so to have Kieran explain that with a former partner, she would let him sit in his car if he came home from work earlier than her, because she'd say she needs time just to sort of recalibrate and be by herself. And so he would either sit in his van with the dog or he would take the dog for a walk. And it's like, seriously, how can you be so mean to someone that you claim to love? How can you treat somebody else like that? That is terrible. That is terrible. So I like the fact that he was able to be open and transparent with her. That way she realized that she might not be as too much for him as she thinks she is, and she shouldn't, you know, worry about it because he's been through it, and so he's more understanding and empathetic when it comes to that. That was cute to see. With Nathan, the producers are really milking it. They're really milking it. Because the fact that they were sort of trying to drag, you know, Nathan being asked, what do you like about me? And he goes, your smile and you're good looking. And then she had to sort of prompt him on the words, and he eventually said, your personality. And it's like, they know he's got ADHD. He already struggles to process information. The fact that he's on camera, he's got producers, lighting, camera, everybody asking him to do certain things. He's going to be flustered, and they're playing and milking on that. And I don't like that. You also had her, Lacey, ask him, you know, do you see a future with me? And he said, yeah, I do. I really like you and I see a future with you. And it was like, oh my God, oh, that's sweet. I like that he's growing on her and that she is growing on him. With Rochelle and Austin, well, she's like, okay, what is my worst feature? And she said, you know, the fact that you're very soft. And it's like, that should be something that should be endearing. And you shouldn't tell a man that he's very soft because someone might feel some type of way. He asked her, do you trust me? And she said, well, if you take a lie detector test. And it's like, this is why I always say certain people need to go for counseling before they enter the process, because they're not ready for the process. And this is why they end up not being successful in their marriages, because they were not fully equipped when they came, or they were not ready for, you know, a life partner. That's just my opinion. So let's just revisit this. We had Eve and Charlie, who had a very traumatic honeymoon. And then just before the commitment ceremony, we had, you know, Eve and Charlie meet up and make amends and present as a united front at the dinner party and at the commitment ceremony. And then after that, Eve went back to her ways and decided that she didn't want to share any personal space with Charlie. Fine. Charlie said fine. She then turned up. They were given a task to write a letter about something that they wanted their partner to know about themselves. She asked for time away. She went away and then came back without a letter. To sit there and to listen to Charlie tell her about her abandonment issues and how she's always struggled to feel love, and then do that to her. Charlie's there. Eve is there for the clicks. If it's there for the likes, she's not there for a relationship, as far as I'm concerned. Because the audacity to sort of sit there and listen to someone bare their soul, and then you turn around and you say, I don't trust you because of what happened on the honeymoon. But you said you wanted to put that behind you and you wanted to move on. This is why the two of you wrote yes at the commitment ceremony. Make it make sense. And so for her to now play victim and start, oh, I don't trust you and the way you talk to me and what happened on the honeymoon. And it's like, okay, if you don't trust me and if you don't see a way forward after the honeymoon, why are we here? Why don't we write leave and leave? It's time for us to go home, because there's no point in wasting each other's time going round in circles when we know that there's no way forward. I really hate it, and I hate how the producers are giving us this sort of hamster wheel, which is similar to Shauna last season of her and her husband, and we're back to square one. Channel 4 needs to really vet their people, because this is unacceptable. It's very toxic, and it's very sort of heartbreaking for the person who's involved in the trauma. Okay. So Charlene meets up with Adam and Polly, and for me, I'm going to say this. I feel like Adam is doing this for the attention. I think he's looking for a way so that he can say, oh, they did me wrong, they did me dirty, they did me this, that, and the other, because there is no justifiable reason to the comments that he's making, because he and Polly and Ross and Sasha are given the same task. They're asked to sort of cuddle their partner, and Ross and Sasha are good with it. They say they're fine, they're comfortable, it's something that they normally do, so it's nothing new to them, and they're okay. And he says, oh, well, I just did it, just because it felt very awkward just hugging her because we're friends, and so it was very awkward to stand there and just put my arms around her, and I just closed my eyes. And it's like, they should have asked him to take off his cap. They should have asked him to take off his cap, because I think he's playing up his lack of attraction. That's what I think. I think he's making it seem as though he's not as attracted to his wife as he actually is. And whether he's doing that to appear cool or whatever, I don't get it. And then he's asked to massage his wife's hand. And he says, oh, well, I would have preferred a back massage. And it's like, on your honeymoon, we saw you have a massage. We never saw you reciprocate and do the same for your wife. So suddenly you can give back massages, but when you were in the massage parlor, you couldn't do that to your wife. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I don't like it, and I don't know why Charlene didn't sort of call him out on that, because it's unacceptable, it's disrespectful to his wife. And you was asked, how does it feel? And it's like, it just felt like, and it's like, why can't you say something positive about this woman? Will it kill you to say something positive? Will it? I'm actually pleasantly surprised, because we have Alex and Holly meet up with Paul because, they're having problems and they are struggling to sort of find a way out of whatever cycle they're in at the moment. And so they sit down for a conversation with Paul, and Paul asks them to write down their boundaries. Alex writes down betrayal, because he feels like Holly ganged up on him with the other wives while they were behind closed doors. They had agreed that they would present a united front, and yet suddenly, once the other wives started chipping in, she chipped in with the rest of the groups. And he felt like she was putting on a performance, which I get, although I wish he had addressed it differently during the time it happened. It was nice that they were setting boundaries. That way they could sort of know when to sort of stop. Also, he said he doesn't like the name calling, because apparently he wasn't yet ready to talk, and Polly was ready. Holly was, and also pathetic. He wasn't ready. And also name call. He also brought up name calling. He said Holly called him pathetic when, they had an argument, and he wasn't ready to sort of resolve it. And she wanted to sort of resolve it immediately. So she called him pathetic, and he felt some type of way about it. And they do have this thing whereby they listen to respond. They don't listen to understand. And at times when they're hurt, they just say some of them the most terrible things to hurt the other person just as much as they're hurting, which is not resolving the issue, which is only making situations worse. Holly, on her part, said she doesn't like the stare. I get it. At times people say I do give a stare, and it's something that you do unknowingly. At times I do know. I don't want to say anything in case I hurt somebody's feelings. So instead I just give them the look, and they know that you've crossed me or you've crossed the line. Anyway, she then starts sort of talking, Holly, and reveals that her ex-partner used to do that, and so that's a trigger for her. I like the fact that Alex immediately went in and consoled her, because you could see the human side of him, the empathetic side, the caring side of him, because he said when she's upset, he's upset. Their problem is not that they don't like one another. Their problem is not that they don't find each other attractive. Their problem is they lack the communication skills to communicate effectively, and also at times there's a lack of emotional intelligence, because everybody wants to be right. And I think if they can stay in the process, if they can work on that, they will be an amazing couple. Even if they're not amazing partners for one another, they will be amazing partners for the next person. So hopefully they do the work. They said they're willing to do the work. I can't wait to see what happens next time. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and click the link in my video to watch my review from episode 8. Bye guys.